Episode 6, MMAF Pod. We got 2 guests today.
Very, very special episode, guys. I'm super happy to be here today. Introduce these 2 guests. On my right, I have
Bradley Abrams. I'm glad to be here. Longtime friend. About you, Marco. It's going to be fun one.
Yeah, and this is...
My name's Carlos Garman. I've known these 2 since 2015. It's going to be fun,
Yeah, it's going to be a good one, man. So let's kick it off with some of your background, I guess. We'll start with Bradley.
Yeah. Grew up Kensington, Maryland with Marco. Right now I go to Ole Miss, and I just switched my major to film. I guess we can get into that in a little bit. But, grew up with these guys playing basketball every single day for God knows how long.
Yeah, man.
And,
Yeah, pretty simple. I mean, what about you, Carlos?
so I recently graduated from the University of Maryland. I'm just working right now until I pursue a graduate school, and that's pretty much it.
It's pretty simple. I mean, it's really all it is. But yeah, let's get into some life, I guess. We all started playing basketball together, so
I think we got to start off with how all 3 began into basketball, and then how'd you meet each other? Because I'm sure people are like, all right, how the fuck these guys know each other from basketball?
Yeah.
There's so many stories.
Well, to do that, they got to start first because they knew each other before me. I kind of came to
I know the bits in detail.
Yeah. Bradley probably knows the story better than me, man.
I don't know. I have no idea. I know how I got into basketball. I know when it started, and down the street, what was his Carl Sansbury.
Yeah.
His mom, because I always wanted to play football, and I was friends with his brother Thomas, obviously, maybe even before Marco.
Oh, really? That was
it's probably the same time period, but you know me, I was hanging out with Marco, and I was hanging out with a lot of different friend groups. But Carl's mom she was the coach of Montgomery County Rec basketball team. And she was like, "Do you want to play?" And I was like, "For sure." And I didn't know what I was doing. I was just a fat 3rd grade idiot, So, but after a little bit, I fell in love with it. And I'll get into another story later about why I didn't want to play football anymore. But it happened. The short story is his brother broke my arm when we were playing football. And then mom, I got back home. My mom was like, "You're not playing football anymore. This and that." So basketball came along, and then that was about it.
Yeah, man, pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I actually trying to remember really why I started, but I guess it was going to JCC with you.
Well, it was probably before that. It was probably when we used to go shoot around at the skate park.
That was probably
nothing
the
to do. Was just go play basketball.
Man, I don't even remember when I first started though. It's been that long. It's like
I was trying to say when did the switch flip into all right, we're gonna
pursue.
Not pursue. Just we're gonna take this serious. We're gonna play hard every day. This and that.
That was 7th grade for you guys, right? Because I met you guys in 7th grade.
Yeah, something like that. It was around then. So I guess Carlos will introduce your story with basketball too, because
I guess it started in elementary school. This friend of mine next door, he was my first friend when I moved over from New York to here. He introduced me to basketball, but I didn't really start taking it seriously until I think 6th, 7th grade. That's when I started, improving, because up until then, I was so raw. I was athletic, but my skill level wasn't there. I was not that good. I tried out for teams. I wouldn't make anything. But then a flip switched around 7th grade where I started developing a bit more and got more confidence. And I think 7th grade is where I, fully dove in. I was playing every day.
I think for me, when I definitely met you because of Bradley.
Oh yeah.
But it's I think you were hanging out with maybe Thomas and some of the other guys playing basketball. And I just hopped along maybe, dude. And we started going to JCC all the time.
Yeah, it was just a place to go when you were that age. Everyone would go.
Yeah, it was literally the spot around here to play basketball. And I guess even beyond that, dude, that was the friendship spot, man. We brought all the guys with us. Everyone we knew.
That was the place to go hang out.
That was the place to go hang out for sure.
Yeah.
And then, you came down there a few times with us too.
During middle school. I mean, everybody was going there, but I think you guys should say what is JCC? There's so much things to say about it.
JC, the Jewish Community Center. You don't have to be Jewish to go there.
Most people there aren't actually.
There's a lot of people.
That's just the rec center. That's Right, kids nowadays, they have the rec they go to. That was our rec. That was the place where you get off from school and you want to go play basketball. Yeah.
I mean, we'd have so many people there. Like on Fridays, we'd have enough people to have like 4-on-4 tournaments.
Yeah. We would never play 5-on-5 ever.
Never.
Never ever. Yeah, but we could have gone sideways. But like now, even nowadays, when I play, and people want to play 4-on-4, I'm like, nah. Like,
dude, yeah, that was. I was literally thinking about the other day how hindering that was to our ability to get better. Because I think the biggest problem I had was I never played actual basketball. Like I would play in like a small, like I'd minimize the scaling, so I'm literally playing like 2v2 or 1v1 or 3v3, and it's like that never applies to. You actually have to be on the team and go play to get better.
Exactly.
I think it sharpens your individual skill, but from like a team perspective and a game perspective, yeah, there's a lot of things that get left out.
I think what it does is it, like you said, it hinders certain things that you are going to end up learning in basketball, but I think for me, that definitely plays into the way that I still play basketball today. It's heavy, just not all about me, but offense. That's why I always tell myself, or I tell people, like whenever I play the rec, they're like, damn, you got a great shot. Like no, I didn't play it because I have the 3-point shot of a Division I basketball player, and then I have the defense of a fat second grader. You know what I mean? So you're not going to do anything about it. Yeah, I don't care about defense. No, I do not care about defense. No, I'll shoot my shots, and then I'll be a fat second grader on the block.
Yeah, because dude, when I think about, because going back, dude, we played on teams in like PG County, and we were just all over the place trying to join a team for basketball.
Yeah.
But I guess we didn't go to the best places to get better, to be honest. But at the same time, that for me was probably my biggest limiting factor. Going from literally no team experience, just JCC, I trained so hard, and I had like probably some good individual skills, but that gap is hard to close when you get no. I would almost like refuse to play 5v5. I don't know. It was a weird thing I had.
I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit because I was there at a lot of those AAU games. Right? I was. With you and Brad, you guys are on the same AAU team, right? What was that team called? Like
Edge Bulldogs.
Edge Bulldogs. Yeah, I would. Yeah, basically going to like every game with you guys, just watching, and you progressed a lot game to game, and I think it was super cool to see you guys get.
I mean, those days, I always think about it all the time. Those days, even though it was not the greatest basketball, like it's probably the bottom tier of an AAU team, but whatever.
Yeah.
But Coach Rob, shout out Coach Rob. I learned so much about just life and stuff like that, just from playing basketball, being at basketball practice. A lot of things that stuck with me, like not even that aren't about basketball. There's like things through basketball that Coach Rob would preach. It makes you, you can learn other things in life.
Dude, you're a better person, man. That guy made us, because I remember we pushed each other, dude. And I remember, dude, still one thing, Coach Austin, you remember him?
Yeah.
He said to me, it's always stuck with me in life. It was like, pressure can either make diamonds or break them. And like, that's always stuck to me in every aspect of life. Because like, you got to learn how to get through pressure. And we trained like literally so hard. And it was the same with Carlos. Like, me and him would go to Tilden and just, that was like the foundation of me building discipline in my life.
Yeah.
Because I'd sleep with Carlos. It's like, all right, we're waking up at 5 a.m. Marco. I'm like, dude, there's no way I'm waking up at 5 a.m. But he'd wake me up. We'd go run a mile. We'd run stairs. We'd get up like 1,000 shots. I remember we'd be dead at like 1 p.m. And then we'd take a break and go like hoop with everyone else like 4 p.m.
Yeah.
And we had that, dude, oh my God, we had like the Earl Thomas mindset. Like how bad, do you want as bad as you want to breathe?
Yeah.
That was like.
Is that, which Earl Thomas are you talking about? You're talking about?
I think that's the guy's name.
Not the football player.
No, not the football player.
The guy
you're talking about.
Eric Thomas. Yeah. Are you talking about? Yeah, E.T. Exactly.
Yeah.
I remember Marco. You'd be like sleeping. We'd have a sleepover, and I wake up in the middle of the night, and you're sleeping. And you have E.T. blasting in your ear. How bad do you want? It's like that's like feeding in your dreams while you're sleeping or something like that.
Dude, that was the one where it's like. You gotta want as bad as you want to breathe.
Yeah, some story about being on the beach or something.
The football player. It was like a football player doing his workouts on the beach.
Something like that.
Dude, I'd like. I think I look. Have you ever heard about like Customato with like
instill?
Dude, it's not even just instilling. It's like it's almost like psychotherapy. It's literally like making yourself. Yeah, bro, I was literally brainwashing myself essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
It was that much. I'm that kind of person, but I'll get that into things. So yeah, that was like start a character of basketball, man. Honestly, that like grew up my life, man. And then like
a little bit.
I think for us, life made us go different ways from there. And like you went to Magruder, I went to Covenant Life with Carlos to play basketball. Dude, Covenant Life to me is like a chapter my brain almost forgot because my life changed so dramatically after it. But at Covenant Life, I still remember a few things, like just me and Carlos did. Like, do you remember that program where we had our littles? Like, we had our little brothers at, like, it was a school. We go to like a elementary school and help.
Yeah, you did that too?
Dude, we did that. We remember we both did that. And we'd like,
Yeah.
I remember I had the coolest kid, dude, but it was a pretty ghetto school. So the kid had like a pretty bad upbringing, but it was like it built a lot of humility in me to work with someone like that.
Mhm.
And for some reason I've been thinking about that recently. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. I haven't thought about it this way, but like, yeah, we have this, shared experience going to that school. It felt like a fever dream, right? Where it's like not a lot of people can relate, but yeah, in regards to that like little programming, that was really cool. I think that was one of my favorite experiences from there. There wasn't a lot of positive experiences from that situation, but that was one of them where, I mean, I was a complete social outcast at that school. Like, anyone that would try to even interact with me, I would immediately shut it down. But when I would, go over there during that little program, that was like a time where I could just get away from everything and just like, try to help these kids out, and I remember like I formed, there was like a group of these kids that like I formed a bond with, and I remember at the end when we had to eventually stop the program, they all like wrote me like this like big letter just thanking me.
That's so wholesome.
And yeah, that was like, it was really cool.
Dude, yeah, man. That was one of the good things I took out from there. But yeah, it was a weird environment because I guess it was a heavily Catholic school. And me and you, like, I wasn't religious at the time really. So when a school's based on religion like that and you don't really relate and we're just there for basketball, me and Carlos are really just thinking, all right, we're going to get to basketball practice tonight.
Yeah.
We don't really care about anything else.
Not learning anything.
Yeah, and then when I wasn't getting playing time, dude, I was like, that really messed up my psychology.
Oh yeah, that'll make you go
Huge,
psychotic.
dude, because I'm going to a school, I'm taking the metro every morning because we get to metro. I'm taking the metro every morning to get there, and I'm like, dude. And Carlos, you were doing well at the time, and you were like my only friend there. So I'm like, bro, like, for me, that's why I left. Big part because it was like, I'm going to a school to play basketball. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make anything out of this, and I was losing more and more confidence because I was just not getting my opportunity. I didn't know if it was ever gonna happen. Yeah. So,
I mean, that's like, there's a lot of things like looking back. This is our first time seeing each other like since before 2020, and there's a lot of times looking back where I would think about a relationship like, did I do that right? So when I saw that, the podcast you guys did, and when we talked about our relationship, like that was really touching to me, and that really meant a lot because a lot of the times, like I would think like, man, did I physically abuse this little kid? Like, was I putting him through torture? Like, did I go too hard? Or because even with the Covenant Life thing, right? Like, I never told you to go. Like, I let you know, it's like, Mark, I want this to be your decision. I want like this. It's a serious decision. I want you to be doing this because just because of me, right? Yeah. But obviously you did it anyways, and I almost felt some sort of guilt when it didn't go right, because it's one thing for me to do it right and it doesn't go well, but if I'm bringing someone along with me and it doesn't go well, like that, that's a lot harder.
No, right? Man, I'm glad you're like letting me know that because like it definitely did take an impact on me, but I feel like I have a weird psychology too, where I've been through some things in my life, and I think you guys know about my childhood and stuff. So like I went through some things, and my brain kind of cuts out parts of my life where I didn't want to remember. And I think you guys both know about like my in-depth life. So yeah, but man, it was never on you, and I never took it like that. For me, looking back on it, it was literally just good memories, dude. Because I built so much character with you, Carlos, and I only ever took it as that. Like, you never had a bad rep on me. I think it was just we had such a strong bond that isolating it from the rest of society, like the rest of our friends going to different schools, public school, like isolating our friendship kind of made it. It's almost like you get not sick of each other, but like, I'm kind of getting. I was almost jealous in a sense because it's like you're doing good in basketball, dude. I'm not, and this is my life right now. So that's really what happened there. But after that, I brushed it off, man. I moved on with life. So
yeah, I mean, it's funny you say that because what I took from my experience, like, yeah, sure, I was doing somewhat well in the games, but what I remember from that experience is, like sleeping. So, like sleeping at the top of the bleachers to avoid everyone before practice, stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, we were so close. I remember people at the school thought we were brothers.
Yeah, man.
And even, I think it goes to show how close our bond was. Because even if we didn't have like a similar last names, there's just like so many holes you can poke into the story. I don't know what we were even telling them. But people genuinely thought we were brothers. And that's how close we were.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because I feel like we were the only two people who would really communicate there. But yeah, man, that era of our life was something. I knew it was taking a psychological toll on you, though. I knew it because you, dude, at practice you'd be stressed if you didn't do great. Like you had to do so above everyone else at the school because our school is a terrible private school for basketball in general. There wasn't that many good players there, so you were just like if you didn't excel, it was taking a toll on you. And I could even feel that stress, my own stress. I had to get out of that school, man. I had to get out of that school and return.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. Yeah, I'm glad you did.
So Bradley, your high school.
Well, what I was gonna say first is like how you brought that up, and if you weren't doing well, your whole psyche is messed up and it's taking a toll on you. I was gonna say it's just and I from experience too. It does definitely suck because all three of us worked so hard at basketball all the time, and no matter what anyone else thinks, each of us individually know what we can do, how good we are, how bad we are, what our strengths and all this. So when you can do something, and then you have to rely on either a coach putting you in or a teammate helping you out, or you having one bad day, and there's so many outside factors, and then not seeing what you thought was going to happen, like the results can be hard. But then there's a point, like for me, like I played basketball at Magruder. My freshman year, I was starting. I played however many minutes are in a high school basketball game. I'd start the whole game. Sophomore year, and I did great. I did pretty good. And then sophomore year, same thing happened. And then I think I went to I skipped practice once to go to a Lil Uzi concert, right? And it's 10th grade practice. Like, okay, this is not the New York Knicks. Okay,
this is like 2017.
This is public school. We have won 3 games, whatever. So I go to Lil Uzi concert, and then the kid who was behind me, I'm not gonna name his name, but the kid who was behind me, like the 6th, 7th man or whatever, told the coach that I skipped. And ever since then, I was on the bench. I was like, bro, like give me a break. And then after that, and then now that I look back, like I'll look at like highlights, and like even at the time, I knew that I was good, but I was 10th grade good. Like I wasn't that. So I noticed, but that summer and then going into junior year, I noticed my game took a really big leap, and that's when I transferred to WJ. And then I got there, and I didn't play that much, but it was also because I was a transfer. You knew all these other guys, and when I would get in the game, I would make the most of it. So I'm so excited for my senior year to come up after that. So it was like a bunch of seniors going to leave. I'll be the 6th man all start with my boys. I thought I had the best 3-point shot on the team, and then COVID, boom, season's over. Kiss basketball goodbye. But then my point being is, I didn't want to kiss basketball goodbye. Oh, because I didn't start my senior year. I'm not playing in college. I'm not playing whatever. But I look at basketball as it's something I love and it's something I'm passionate about. So that's why I still play to this day. I don't need to get recognition from some high school basketball fans see me do good in the game. Like obviously, I do it for myself, but I think I'll still have the same satisfaction as knowing that I'm still improving in the game of basketball, whether it's playing at the rec or playing with, whoever.
Yeah,
but
man, that's a good thing.
That's the one thing, because you guys, there would be times where, like when you guys would wake up like at 5 a.m. and go to Tilden and all that, I bet like I'm not, because there was I think I had a realization first before you guys. I was like, I'm not going to fucking NBA. I'm not going.
Yeah,
I'm not going. Like how many? So maybe my doctors used to lie to me, and I believed it for so long. Or maybe not lie to me. They're like, because I was 5'10"
in like 6th grade, right?
6th grade.
Yeah.
So they're all right. You're gonna be 6'. I was like, maybe if I'm 6'8", maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, my fat Jewish slow ass can make it to the NBA. Okay, but now I'm thinking about it's like 6 feet. You're not Chris Paul. You're not Isaiah Thomas. It's like all right, but we're gonna have fun. So I'm not. So that's why I didn't want to put myself through psychological warfare the way you guys did. And there's not anything wrong with that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It definitely had an effect. I think I burned out. That's one of the few
I
things.
didn't want to burn myself out because I love basketball so much. I didn't want to burn myself out. I want to continue to. It's something I love. It's something to stay active. Yeah.
That's one of the few things in life I actually think I'd burn myself out on because I'll endure a lot. But I think basketball, coming from literally no social environment when I came to WJ, was like social life. I got a girlfriend. And I'm like, dude, basketball doesn't seem as fun anymore. I started working out. I'm like, why not just get fit? I met Bill, other guys. Became literally what you guys call workout king. You'd always call me workout king.
Yeah.
Because I was just lifting. I stopped playing basketball. But I do think it's partially because I burnt out my social everything that was connected to basketball was like no social life. Then when I tasted social life, oh, this is better, man. Why
Yeah.
not be social? Like, get out there. Because you always had that, Bradley.
Mhm.
I literally abandoned. I didn't care about, like, you'd be like, oh, we're going to party. I'm like, I don't care, man. I'm just going to wake up Carlos at 5 a.m. and work out.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I understand that standpoint. If you are like a player and if you're in a good situation, like I said, you have to rely on a coach. If you know, all right, I'm the starting point, I'm this, I'm that, all right, don't go to the party, don't do that. But for me, I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to play tomorrow. I was like, I'm not.
You were making the most of the time, and I think
Yeah,
that's
what I'm
what
saying.
really
I didn't want to
mattered.
burn myself out.
So what
But-
happened to you, Carlos? How was your mental state when you ended everything at Covenant Life?
Well, so it's funny you just mentioned that you burned out. Like, I definitely burnt out, but yeah. So okay, after Covenant Life, I went back to WJ, but
So why'd you come back? Because I left earlier than you, I think.
Yeah, was it like a semester or a year earlier? But yeah, something like that.
So why'd you end up leaving after it all? Because I thought you were still doing well for a while, and then you just transferred.
You know, like I went there for basketball, right? I knew everything. I knew I was leaving all my friends. I knew the situation outside of basketball wasn't ideal, but I had basketball there, right? And so that's what kept me there. But at a certain point, the basketball wasn't enough, and like last 2 years, I just wasn't talking to anyone.
The last 2 years at Covenant Life?
Yeah, like complete social outcast. I couldn't stand my coach.
Yeah.
Because Coach Gill was supposed to be an assistant coach there, but they didn't let him in. Yeah, and they didn't let him in because he wasn't like a part of the religion or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And I was going in like, because I already didn't like the coach, but I was like, you know what, I can stand this coach if Coach Gill's going to be there. And then Coach Gill wasn't there.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I guess after 2 years, it just reached to a point where I'm like, you know what, I gotta get out of here. And so I did, but I continued to play basketball. But so for senior year, I didn't join the WJ team. What I did was there was like this prep program where after high school you basically do this gap year for basketball and you play on this team, and it allows you to show your game to potential college coaches, give yourself basically like another chance, right? And I was playing for that team like a year earlier. Like I was on as a senior I was on the team. I was doing that, but I was actually doing pretty well. But then I remember I got this injury during this game. I was playing well during the game, and I got an injury, and that injury kind of sidelined me for a couple weeks. And I remember like life was so good during those 2 weeks because, like I said, I ran myself to the ground, and I didn't know at the time, but I burnt myself out. But not just because of I worked hard, but I'm clinically diagnosed with OCD. At the time, I didn't know that, and just to give you an example of how the OCD was impacting me during with basketball, I remember before I would play, I would do like a 20-minute ball handling routine just to warm myself up, right? It got to a point where that 20-minute ball handling routine turned into 2 hours.
Because you couldn't get it exactly right?
Yeah. I'll do a move like, that didn't feel right. And then I didn't even realize this was happening, but it got to a point where this warm-up became a 2-hour workout, and I'd go back upstairs, the racquetball room. I would do the drills up there, down there, and then I'd go back up to play, and I'd be just drenched in sweat. And I thought I'm just working hard, but no, it's my OCD was like eating at me, and it eventually caused me to burn out. And so, I just quit basketball, and yeah, so that's kind of how.
Dude, I think I had a similar kind of OCD thing with basketball too. And Bradley was definitely my teammate, so he definitely knew I was like ball handling OCD. Just same kind of thing.
Yeah.
We both.
Well, go ahead. I was gonna say, I feel like OCD, at least a little bit of it. It's literally like a lot of athletes have it. I've known.
Yeah.
Like bro, in baseball,
it can make or break you.
Like the superstitions, like the baseball guys, like that's big time OCD. Like before you get to the plate,
oh, for sure.
you gotta chew your gum 5 times and then
tap
your head 3 times, like shit like that. Like shit like that.
Yeah, we used to have those little things we do like lucky numbers.
Oh yeah, dude.
We had so many OCD habits.
Yeah, bro. I still have a little bit of that to this day. You know.
It's my
Like,
phone
if
password.
I'm at the or like if I'm at the basketball court, I'll always do this routine like before I leave. Like it used to be, you can't leave on a miss, and now and then it became, I gotta make a right hand layup, I gotta make a left hand layup,
yeah, that one too.
make a layup right in front of the hoop, then a free throw, then a three, then a half court shot. If I don't do it, I'm like freaking, like my brain is like, no, I'm not leaving this gym until I do that.
Yeah, man, so, it's crazy actually. We all built our own little habits like that.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you should. I would want to talk to like pro athletes. Like, did you get that good because you just perfected your OCD warm up? Like whether it's doing this and doing that. So.
That's very true though. Different interesting perspective. Anything else you want to ask?
No, I mean, it's crazy because like in a lot of different sports, these athletes do have these like OCD routines. Like fighters before like UFC fights, they'll be like in the locker room doing these like crazy hand combinations for like an hour or 30 minutes, and they have to do it before every single fight.
Yeah, exactly.
But then I noticed that, like a lot of like great fighters, they'll be like they left that behind and they stopped relying on this OCD, and that's when they really broke free and reached like that next phenomenal level.
Yeah,
that took them to be like a champion. Like Conor McGregor, for example, he was like, I stopped just doing all these fucking like lucky time I shoot things and like all that stuff. I just left it. I just went and fought, and then he's like, I got even better after that.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting to hear because I mean, like it can be it's beneficial, but to a certain extent. Like for me, you know, doing that like warming up for 2 hours, like that's not gonna help me. I remember I was even playing in actual games because I was so obsessed with doing drills and just working and the idea of working hard. When in reality, I would have been much better off than just actually playing in real games, right? And so that was another thing that, was also not like helpful. So
that's like super interesting because I feel like a lot of athletes probably could relate to that. Honestly, maybe.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that probably went through similar stuff like that in different sports, or the same sport. So it's really interesting, honestly, you brought that up.
Yeah,
for sure. It's a crazy time for our lives, for sure. But I guess where do you even go from here, man? I mean,
well, I wanted to bring up one more thing though on the kind of you mentioned like how your perspective was a little different from like Marco's and I's, you, like I think you're a little bit more mature in the sense of realizing that like, I'm not actually going to the NBA, right? But I do think my perspective has shifted a little bit because I think having an aspiration that feels just so out of reach, I think the process of even like going for it, even if you don't think even if it's not, people think it's not a realistic possibility, I think you do grow a lot from that. And like, I remember, cause when I, in high school, I did think I could like play professional basketball or whatever. And I remember, I had some of my friends, I think you would tell me like, you would hear some of my own friends kind of talk behind my back, being like, oh, what is this guy doing? Going to another school? Like, who does he think he is? Why does he think he's going to go anywhere with this? And I never really took it to heart because I knew that, like, this, it is crazy to think that you can, like, you're going to go anywhere with this. But, and I was embarrassed by it. But looking back, I don't regret anything because I do think just the process of going for something that seems unattainable, like just doing whatever you can to just try. I think you learn a lot of valuable lessons through doing that.
Dude, yeah, I think it builds so much character as a human being. But beyond that, like, dude, for me personally, like, I still a victim of this today. Like, I'm pursuing social media, like fitness influencer. Everybody knows that. Everybody who knows me knows, oh, Mark's like fitness influencer kind of guy, trying to be that, right? And I still get people who hate on me, dude. But it's because to have something you're passionate about and do something that's out of the ordinary, it requires a certain amount of commitment and a certain amount of like, you gotta have some confidence in yourself. You gotta be willing to break out of that societal norm and standard that says like, you can't do this at all, man. Like, if I lose, what do I even lose, dude? Like, I lose nothing. Like, I'm 22. Like, I'm gonna probably try this for a while. I'm gonna make it happen. But even if I don't, dude, at least I'm fucking trying something, dude. A lot of the people who will hate on me, leave hate comments, like, say whatever they want about me, dude. They're too scared to fucking try something. And I think just try it, dude. Like, who gives a fuck what anyone says, man? You have passion, you have commitment. And if you don't get what you want, you're going to get something amazing out of this because people value passion. People value passion and fucking drive, dude. That's what made me stick with you because I valued that in you. I was like, dude, this guy's driven. I want to be around someone who's driven.
It's a great trait to learn.
It's a great trait to learn, great trait to live by, man. So no regrets on that path for me either.
Well,
man.
I was going to say, like you were saying, it's out of reach, out of touch. Like, it's crazy. If that were the case, there would be no professional sports. There'd be no, like, everyone who's, every single person who's an athlete, whether you're a college athlete, whether you're this and that, you've had to deal with people telling you that it's not going to happen, this and that. So whether you achieve what you set out to or you don't, it's still worth it.
It's still worth trying, man. That's like literally what it's about is just trying, I think. And a lot of people are scared to put themselves out there, man, and take a risk. Everybody wants to, because I remember like there's some other guys in our group who would just be like too scared to say they want something out of their reach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we never had a fear. We were like, we're gonna get it. Like, and
I'll
it's
say
like
whatever I want.
You'd say whatever you want, whenever you want, because we had confidence. It's like, dude, because at least we stand for what we're saying. At least we believe in something. People just didn't have enough people didn't have enough energy in themselves to believe in something.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that's something we always had because in anything we go into in life, dude, we're always gonna believe something. We're always gonna be like, it's possible, man. And fuck you. You can always cut out the naysayers because you believe what you're doing.
Yeah, and my whole thing was like, you can call me delusional, but you won't be able to say that I didn't work hard, right?
Yeah.
So I'd rather be called delusional than lazy.
Even if you made it.
Very true.
Even if you made it. It's okay to be delusional. Like Kobe Bryant, he knows, like I've seen podcasts of him, like interviews. He knows he's delusional. Everyone has a little bit of delusionality, or if that's even a word. But if you want to do something in life, you got to be a little. You can't.
You got to be a little lost to it.
Yeah.
And I really respect that about you. Like I saw a video where you actually addressed this very topic where you were saying, I know people are in like behind the scenes snickering, like talking about like, oh, why is Marco like trying to be an influencer or whatever? And you're like, so I'm still going to do it, right? And like I really admire that. You can just keep going forward and ignore all that negativity. And I really love what you're doing with your social media. And
thank you. Yeah. I mean, I've been going out there for a while, dude. And a big thing for me is like, if you focus on getting people's approval, dude, you will give up. Because the approval I get comes in strands. So I'll have one friend tell me like maybe every 2 weeks, maybe a month. I'll have one or two guys say, Marco, man, you're doing good. Keep this up. I like it. My friend told me it motivates him, And then I'll have like over a year, over 6 months, over 8 months, I'll have people. That becomes like 40 people, dude. And they're all individuals. But people are like kind of scared to just like comment or say something alone. So they kind of want. That's how videos do well. When one person says, "Oh man, you're doing good," everybody jumps on the bandwagon and hops in the comment section, starts liking your stuff. That's how when you blow up, it's a switch. It's an immediate switch from, "Oh, he's not doing that well. I'm not really gonna comment or say anything," and out of nowhere, everybody starts saying something. So you gotta wait for that trend, but at the same time, like as long as you believe what you're saying and it's something like for me personally. If it's something I'd be happy to leave behind today and say these messages are me out there, you're gonna look at my content, you're gonna see me screaming at my phone, telling you grab your nuts, whatever. Like, go do what you want to do with your life. Go get outside, man. Enjoy life. Like my messages I'm pushing are pure and they come from my heart.
Yeah.
And that's like my dad always told me that. Like, just make sure you're doing whatever you do for yourself, and people will follow. Energy will follow. People are gonna value what you're doing. So yeah, man. Big time stuff. Dude.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've liked a lot what you're doing, and a lot of people think it's crazy, but that reminds me of like what my dad always tells me. You just have to find something. My dad's always preaching about, because you guys know my dad. You know my dad. Yeah. He's always on the move. He's always exploring. He's adventuring. He's going for a hike, going for a bike ride, having a good time. He said you have to. He's always telling me you have to. No matter what it is, whether it's small or big, you got to find. Everyone in the world needs to have something that they're passionate about. Because it's all life in the long run is short, and you got to have something you're passionate about, have something you love to do, something that wakes you up every morning, whether it's working out, whether it's even if it's playing video games or something. As long as you are happy what you're doing, love what you're doing, I think that's
you make it to the next day, man. And that's really what it's about. Because when you don't have passion, bro, that's when people fall into depression and stuff. And I think finding belief or faith or value in just anything in the world, dude, it could be like a religion, it could be like a sport, it could be cooking, any hobby, it could be anything. You just need to have something that gets you out of your bed when you're like, I don't want to do anything today, I'm just going to lay rock,
Well, that's why I'm glad I never burned out with basketball. Because I go to school, when I'm at school, I'm looking forward to 4 o'clock. I go to the rec center, play basketball for 2 hours, 3 hours. Sometimes it's even longer than that. And I'll be like, am I really here for this long? It's because I'm enjoying it.
Why do you love
yeah,
it?
I love it. You know.
Yeah, for me, like when I quit basketball, I stopped playing for like 4 to 5 years.
Yeah.
I only recently started playing again, like late 2023, right? And I'm so glad I got back to the point where I can just see basketball just, for the joy of the game rather as like a chore, So yeah.
That's huge, man. I think that's like what I found in weightlifting. That's what I found in jiu-jitsu. All these things. I've done a lot of stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
School, I found enjoying it. That's why I was loving it. But, and uni has all those things too. running, jiu-jitsu, lifting. We're very similar in a path.
I remember listening. I don't know if it was your first podcast. You said you were going to run a marathon, or what was it?
Yeah, I did my first marathon.
You already did it?
Yeah. And then I want to do an ultra marathon.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was.
But no, I was gonna say it's addicting to like shoot for the stars. Like it's so addicting. Like, you were talking about when you guys were so into it. It's like it's such addicting to chase after that thing every day. And like even if you burn out and it turns into a hobby, like basketball's a hobby for you do it, lifting's a hobby for you. It's like it can become healthy again because it's like, well, you re-find that like love, the healthy connection back to where like it gets you up every day still. But it's not that kind of like maybe unhealthy addiction. It's more of like you're just happy to do it. Even if you're not pro, you still have it. It wakes you up every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and from like Covenant life where I was a complete social outcast for 2 years, that like kind of stuck with me for like 5 years afterwards. Where it's like it's not that I'm incapable of socializing. Like when I do socialize with people, I'm always good at that. But then after Covenant life, I didn't really make an effort to go out and like befriend anyone. But ever since I got back into basketball, you play pickup, you meet new people, and now my social life has been the best it's been since like a decade ago. And so yeah, like you said, even if it doesn't turn out into a career profession, it can still be like a really healthy implementation to your life. And that's exactly what basketball has been like for me.
It's good for everybody to have these things, but a lot of people don't I think realize that they could have these things because they just maybe they get stuck in a certain way. But it's like
all or nothing.
Yeah, but then like they refine that thing. It's like, dang, like this is a good thing to have, and you're grateful for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's good that you mentioned that about just like experiences and like at least through basketball, like meeting people. Like the amount of friends I've made through basketball, whether it's at the rec center or like through team, like those are like lifelong friends.
Yeah, exactly.
And just experiences too. Like fun times. You meet cool people. You know this and that. Like I think I told you. I don't know if I told you guys. Like at school, I played basketball with DK Metcalf. I played basketball with him like 10 times.
Oh, yeah, I saw that picture of you guys.
Because I'm friends with, like, exactly someone I met, and he's someone I can go to have good runs. The coach of the Oxford high school basketball team always pulls up to the rec, and he's like, he's crazy. You should see this guy play, bro. He's like throwing it off, like between his legs, behind the back, off the backboard pass to somebody else. Like he's crazy, but he'll always invite me to runs, and then. DK played for him because DK's from Oxford. So he's like, oh, DK's playing this and that. So I was like, I got to play with him, and it's cool. So, always cool experiences.
Yeah, that's why it's so important you have a third. So I guess I think the psychological term is like a third home, because you have your work, you have your home where you got your life, and you got a wife, you got a girlfriend, whatever you got at home. Yeah. And then you have something you can go to talk to people to relieve your stress, man. Everybody needs that. And that's a huge thing people need in today's society, man. You know how many people are depressed now and just game all day?
I bet.
We all know
this day and age, bro. Yeah, especially the younger generation. Well, I was gonna say the younger generation. Like, we're a young generation. Now think about the kids who are even younger than us.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
dude, their brains are polluted, dude.
They're on ChatGPT at 4 years old, making stupid fucking.
I mean, even especially like as we get deeper into our 20s, right? A lot of people, they want, because growing up, you have school and everything's given to you. You're put in a situation to be able to make friends, right? You have people that are of like your exact same age, right? You guys are going through all the same experiences, and so it's easy to naturally make friends, right? But then now that we've all graduated college, we're going to a space where it's going to be harder to meet, like-minded people or people of the same age with similar interests. So it's nice to have something like basketball for example, for us, where you can just, meet people through pickup and I think it's really important.
Yeah.
So important, man.
100%.
Well, you were gonna say third home. It came to me, not basketball, but I play golf a lot. Like I'm a golf maniac.
I love those videos.
Many of our friends are watching. They know I played way too much golf. I have too much time on my hands. But golf is a great stress reliever, but it's also an extreme stress creator. Because golf is by far harder. It's the hardest sport I've ever played in my life.
I can see that.
I swear.
It is.
But it's the most angry sport because no other sport requires you to be chugging beer, driving a car. You know,
I don't think you have to.
I don't think that part.
okay, it's not required. Like not required.
Like Tiger Woods
Pressure.
chugging
I'm with my
beers in
friends.
between.
Yeah, I'm with my friends playing golf.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have some beers.
Yeah.
What sport are you gonna have beer and be better at? What you know?
Yeah,
So, I'm getting so mad. Like, why can't I hit the balls? Because I'm seeing 4 balls.
And then you got money on the line too. You're betting
Oh
on
yeah,
the holes.
oh
You're
yeah.
betting on
And
the
golf,
game.
golf, you'll hit a great shot, and then the next shot you look like a baby. So it's very, and then it's expensive. It's $50.
Oh yeah.
It's whatever it is. Ugh, but I love it.
It's so funny.
I love putting myself through that unnecessary anger and drunk stress.
Well, a lot of big time athletes pick up golf.
Yeah,
Like,
you'll
all
know.
these
Actually,
NBA
yeah,
players,
yeah,
NFL players,
yeah.
like all golf.
Yeah.
It's like
That's
I've always noticed.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. I know I'm not going to be. Well, actually, I do play basketball with this old head. He's like, you met that guy at Stratton. He's like 60 years old, maybe.
Oh, that's the guy. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Well, I was gonna say I was talking to him. I was like, "How are you still playing?" Like he's hanging with like us, people our age, playing full court, and he's like 60. I was like, "How are you doing that?" And he just said, "The key is you got to keep playing. You got to keep."
Yeah.
He said, "Ice your knees, this and that." But I'm saying, I know basketball won't last forever unless I do something like that, like him. So that's why I kind of picked up golf because it's something you can always do.
That's smart, man. It's always good to look out for a new hobby you can have, and I feel like
Yeah, it's never too late.
A lot of people get closed-minded, man. Literally never too late. And I always push that message because so many people get closed-minded and give up.
Yeah.
And even if you fail once, man, just come back and try it again.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good to try these new things because like it makes you a little uncomfortable. You're a little scared at first, but then like that's a great feeling to have. Like being scared going into like some new endeavor. It's like that makes you feel alive. Actually, like, oh shit, like I just did that. Like that's pretty cool. Like,
Yeah.
Let me try to do that again and again, and like oh, this is fun
Exactly.
now.
Yeah.
You can find these new things.
Like I remember, I joined a men's league team in like last winter, and I remember going to the game. Like I was getting butterflies in my stomach. I was feeling nervous. Like wow, I haven't felt this since high school, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, it's good to have like those healthy nerves, and
it's human.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
It's
Yeah,
natural. You're supposed to feel like that.
You can't suppress yourself and just get people get mundane, dude. You start to live a mundane life and nothing ever excites you. You just go like that's my fear in life, dude. To live work a 9 to 5. You have no hobbies outside of it. Literally just go to work mundanely, work on my keyboard for 9 hours, and then go back home. No,
You gotta
time to watch the news. Dude, watch the news. Like the people that only side hobbies watching the news, your brain's gonna be destroyed. In
So many people like that.
I know, and I walk into the living room. My dad's watching the news after work. I'm like, dude, turn that parasite off because you're literally shoving a bunch of stuff that's outside of your control. It's gonna stress you out into your brain. You're not working on anything you can control on about your life.
That's actually another thing like I really admire about you. Like when I learned that you want to do med school, right? And you made a video about how you had a sudden realization where if I do go down this path, right, that it's going to consume you. That's going to be your entire life, right? And you had great GPA. You were doing you did well on your MCAT, right? Most people they were just gone down that path because it is a lucrative field, right? If you do well, but you chose not. I'm gonna do what makes me happy, right? And follow your passion. So that's also something I really admire.
Yeah, and that's a big thing for me because even if I get a doctor's, dude, if I get a doctor's and it's a great doctor, it's like, am I really if I miss all the time I have left, because my little brother's life is precious. You don't know when that guy's going out. My dad's getting older, man. If I miss all this time I have left with them because I'm just stuck in school for another 8 years and then 4 years of residency and then I'm 35. My dad's still alive. Is my little brother still alive? I don't even know, dude. So for me, it's like I got so caught up in school for so long. I just don't want. I want to appreciate the time I have left, and there's always an opportunity to go back to those things.
Yeah.
If I really want that and I change my mind, maybe I want to go back. I can do that. But for me, it's just so important. I enjoy the time I have left with the people I love.
Well, it's good that you finished with something.
Yeah, it's good. I got that. I have that under my belt, biochemistry degree.
Yeah, exactly.
Valuable, even if I do fitness. I have a high level college education. I have a philosophy minor. It helps me talk, communicate. Live life. But
And it's awesome that you already have that mindset because, you know, if you're going into that field for because you're passionate about it and you want to help people, like, that's great, right? But, you know, a lot of people, they'll go into certain fields just because of, you know, the money or the
like
status.
Too.
Yeah, the status, right? Like you said,
status.
having the status of being a doctor, right? Yeah. And the fact that, you know, you already have that perspective where it's like, yeah, I can, you know, go back to that, but, you know, I want to live my life, right? And yeah, I think that's really important.
Yeah. That brings me to what we were talking about before we started, how my major now is film production. I switched my major. I start off in exercise science, completely different things.
Yeah.
And I'm probably doing the exact opposite of doing something that's going to make you a lot of money. It's, you know, it's kind of like hit or miss. But I wanted to do something that I enjoyed. You know, my first 2 years of school at Ole Miss, I was fucking off. I was doing nothing. I was going to school every day, and then the second I got out of class, I didn't care about what I just learned. I was like, I hate this. So I wanted to find something that I enjoyed. And as you know, growing up, I was making videos, making movies. I just have a creative mind.
Shout out Agent Lynch.
Oh yeah, shout out Agent Lynch. I don't think that's even on YouTube anymore.
It's not. Unfortunately, it's not. Yeah.
But I wanted to find something that I enjoyed, and even it can be far fetched. Kind of what we're talking about. You kind of have to be a little delusional, but I'm not delusional. Like, there's a lot of kids, like in my major, who are very, very delusional. They think they're the next, like, Tarantino or Brad Pitt. It's like come on. It's like, all right, but you know. So who knows what all that? That's the thing with film. There's so many different aspects of film that I don't know where it's going to lead me. You know, like my uncle, he has his own production company, and he does something with making videos for like small businesses. And then, you know, people who are working on movie sets, TV shows, commercials, lighting guys, camera guys, writers, this and that. So there's a lot of things. So I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do yet, but I'm learning every aspect of it, and I'm loving it.
The number one thing, man, is you do something you love every day, because you're going to always beat someone who, it's like a saying, dude. You're always going to outclass someone who doesn't love what they're doing. They're just doing it out of misery. Like, I got to do this, dude. Like, I've had friends, for example, in my major, who, part of the reason I got deterred from my path was because I saw people who literally had a prestige-based mindset where they were like, I have to do this because my family is going to do it. I have to do this because of this person. And then one of the biggest things for me was I was working for this neurologist, clinical dude. And I go to the clinical office, and she was a great doctor, you know, but she looked like a mess. Like, she'd been doing this for maybe like 30 years, and her life just seemed miserable. She'd run in like, head all over the place, and then you got to do this, you got to do this with me, you got to do this. And then she's like spazzing all day long, and then she's like, I have to do my walk later, and everything to her felt like a checklist in her brain. I just don't want my life to feel like a checklist. I want to feel like I can do what I love today. You know, I don't want to feel like I'm just checking boxes because I have to do it.
I agree.
So, you know, just, man, make sure you do what you love, and make sure you love fucking life, because that's what life is, man.
Yeah.
You know, your dad was always like, dude, I have distinct memories. I'm hiking with you and your dad, and your dad's like, you know, something I got into personally is Wim Hof breathing. You know what that is?
I can imagine from my dad what you were about to say. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like this breathing method I do, and it's like, dude, Wim Hof had his wife die. He went through so much trauma, and he became like a master breather. He set so many world records through this, like, inhale deeply, exhale quickly, inhale deeply, and it's like a way to get so much oxygen to your brain. And he's proven through studies, like, he can fight off, like, he can boost his immune system. All these amazing things you can do with breath work. Yeah. But that's something you'll only find internally through just that guy had to be alone for years to figure it out, you know. But he found something he loved that helps benefit people, and it was something he was doing, man. He made it rich as hell now. You know, he makes a life out of it. Famous guy, so because he found something to love.
Well, my dad was teaching you how to take a deep breath.
Your dad was teaching me how to take a deep breath. Like, we're in the middle of the woods, you know. I'm like, my phone. And your dad's like, all right, guys, put down the phones. We gotta breathe right now. He's like,
yeah. I saw him today, and we were working on my car today, and right before we started working on my car, he's like, and then he got into it.
That's what I love about your dad, man. He's like such a free spirit.
Oh, yeah. Bro, I can tell you guys some stuff about my dad that is a little too much. Sometimes a lot of people think he's out of his mind, crazy, because he's just so.
Dude, I always admire.
He's very in touch with
dude. He's
spiritual guy.
We'd be driving. He's like, I look in the front seat, no shoes on, barefoot.
Oh yeah.
Barefoot driving, and then we get out of the car, we're hiking barefoot. I'm like, dude, you mean barefoot right now? We're in the middle of like PC or something. I don't even know, dude. We're not even in like a nature area. We're kind of like middle of somewhere, about to get grub, and you just barefoot. And I'm like,
it's crazy. He talks a lot. What I will mention is he talks a lot recently. He's been preaching it to me. I have to try it, and I've heard other people talk about it. It's this thing called a grounding sheet, a grounding blanket. It's almost like so people use it to like meditate. It's like a form of meditation. But apparently, I don't know. I don't want to explain it wrong. So if you're watching, you can search up grounding sheet or grounding blanket. I've heard they were literally talking about it on like Joe Rogan or something like that. But it's like a blanket that you sleep with, but it has some weird material in it that is believed to help you ground yourself and relax, and it's like a form of meditation. And he says he's been sleeping with it, and every day he wakes up, he just feels like so good. He could just be out of his delusional little mind.
But man, that's a part of it, dude. A lot of things in this world are like placebo effect.
Yeah, exactly.
Huge,
but he keeps telling me, he's like, he made his own grounding blanket. I was like, how?
Really?
I was like, what? He's like saying it has some material that's only found in Argentina. I was like, where did you get it? Like, where did you build that? And so he's like, I got one. I was like, all right. So I gotta order one. They're expensive. Like, they're really expensive. So I gotta find them. Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. You gotta let me know what that is. I'm always down to try something new out.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, like, I've never even heard about it. And I was telling my mom's friend. I was talking about it with like my mom and her friends. And they were all looking at me like I was crazy. And then my mom's friend, she's like, "Oh, I have one." I was like,
Oh, really?
"Oh, yeah."
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so, but yeah.
What else is your dad up to, man? Any other stories you got for him?
Not much. He's big. Always talking about aliens. He's big.
Dude, biggest alien
oh my
guy
God.
ever, man.
We could go into. I don't want to go into.
Do you remember we'd have at sleepovers? We'd have like 5-hour conversations about aliens at night. It would be like we're going to bed at 11. It's like start talking about aliens until 3 a.m.
Oh my God! Yeah.
And so many times being in the back seat of the car where your dad's driving, and he would go into like this like random rant.
Oh yeah. He tells people, like, with my girlfriend. I have a girlfriend now, Delaney, and we've been dating for 4 or 5 months or something like that, and she finally met my dad. And I was so afraid that my dad was just going to start. So, you know about aliens? You know about this? But she gets it, so whatever. But, yeah, it's so funny. I still believe. I don't know how you see it, but I think we saw a UFO that one day.
Oh, yeah. One night, I remember we were in
Dude, I'll tell you exactly where we were. I can
tell a story.
There's a few other people in it. It was him. Like Nick Blanco was there. He discredited it.
You told me about this. I remember this.
He discredited it. Okay, he doesn't. He was high or what? He doesn't get it.
I was only sober when I think.
Listen. So, UFO story. I believe it to this day, and there's another reason that makes me believe it even more that I'll get to. We're walking, and my ex-girlfriend was there at the time, like my girlfriend in high school and her friend, and we were, just screwing around at night at some cul-de-sac by Lake Needwood, which is kind of near where I live. And if you go back in Lake Needwood, there's UFO sightings. Like if you go online, there's people who say they saw UFO in like the 80s and like stuff like that. So it's the middle of the woods, house in the middle of the woods. We're in like a cul-de-sac. Maybe we were smoking a little bit or whatever. Margot wasn't, but I can handle myself. I'm not.
Yeah, you're
not seeing delusional aliens. Okay, I'm not doing mushrooms. Okay, so I know what I saw that night. All right, so. Whatever. We're walking around. I think we're going to walk to like 7-Eleven or something. So we leave this cul-de-sac. We're going around, and I remember it's like a bend. You have to go around this bend of a road. It's all these houses, and then there's a main road next to the woods. So we're trying to get to the main road. And I remember walking down this road, and I see this blue ball of light, like an orb of light above the tree lines. And it's like dancing. It's like doing this and doing that, and it shoots up in the sky extremely fast and shoots straight down into the woods. And there's like a little light coming from the woods. And I'm looking at Marco. What the fuck is going on here?
I think we started running at
Did
this
you
point.
see it? Did you see it?
Yeah, I did see it, but my memory isn't as clear on it.
Yeah. So what happened was, and then from there, and that was still probably a good 40 yards away from us. But we have to walk past it. And I remember, like, my girlfriend at the time was scared. Everyone was scared. Like, all right, I'm gonna lead the way. So we start walking. Walking, and we finally get to it, creep up to it, and I swear to you, I could draw a picture of it in my head. I'm making contact. I'm looking at what looks like a UFO, and I scream, "That's a UFO!" And then we all start running, and we start running, and we get to like 7-Eleven, and I swear. I could be psyching myself out to think this, but I swear, from what I remember, was there was like a time loss. I guess it was like 1 a.m. when this happened, and we get to 7-Eleven, and it's like 3 a.m. So but the part that I wanted to say that makes me believe it even more. I was in class one day at Magruder in art class, 10th grade, and maybe 9th grade, 10th grade. I'm telling all my friends at the table what I just told you guys, right? I get a text on my phone, right? You know how if you get a text from no caller ID or a random number, it will say no caller ID or it'll say this number. I just get a text. No number, no, it just has like that blank contact photo. It doesn't say where it came from. When I click on it, it doesn't say no caller ID, just blank. It says, we hear what you're talking about. Perhaps you should stop.
What?
Are you kidding me, Bradley?
I swear to God.
What the fuck?
We can hear what you're talking about. Matt Franson was there. He was at my table because he went to Magruder too.
I remember you guys talking about that.
So he's a witness.
Yeah.
He's a witness to this. And I'm
Dude,
looking at
that's
everybody.
terrifying.
Dude, that's insane.
And I drop I get insane rush of like, holy shit. Like Will Smith and the Men in Black are coming to my house. I go to the teacher and I tell her everything, like so fast. I'm like, I saw an alien like a few weeks ago and then this and that. She was looking at me probably like I was on crazy drugs. Oh yeah. She's like, did you just hit your dad pen or something? I told her I'm going, I'm leaving. I'm leaving your class. I'm going home.
And you did?
And she looked at me and she was like a cool, art teacher, like whatever. She's like, all right. I got my bag, I walked home. And that's a far walk.
That's a long walk, dude.
I walked home. I don't remember. I think I didn't.
Were you at your stepdad's house?
Yeah. I don't think I blinked once that walk home. And then why would I walk home? Because I live in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, that's why.
My mom's at work.
Yeah.
So then I'm in my house, like
Probably
a goddamn meth addict, looking out the window, fucking shaking, this and that. And then I remember I called my dad, and he came over, and I was like flipping out. And my dad,
What did he say?
Yeah,
What
oh my God, like, oh yeah, maybe we should. He was like, do you have the number? I was like, no. But, and then I think after that, I kind of just forgot about it. I swore to myself that I'd never tell a story again. And then,
Yeah, dude, you never told me that.
yeah,
You never told me that.
I don't like talking about it.
That would never want to talk about
So
that.
you get a text
There's no
message
number.
now?
There was no number,
There's
bro.
no number, dude.
No, look, if
It's
I
literally
show
like a
my
blank
phone,
contact text.
I don't know where I put my phone.
I've seen it.
But-
I've seen this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need to show you, but I'm saying when you get a text, like right here,
Yeah.
say click on, like I was texting Nico earlier today. So I click on his information and it says his number right here, right? That was just all white, like how this part is. It was just everything was all white.
Nah.
So I'm telling you, something happened. And I swore I would never. I've told the story plenty of times, but it took me a long time to
Get over that fear?
grow the balls. Yeah,
Dude, that's a crazy story, Bradley. My God. All right, so I remember another story I want to talk to you about, actually. So I came down to Ole Miss, dude. That was crazy time, but you were about to tell me a story about one kid down there.
Oh man.
When we were down in Ole Miss, I'll tell my side of the story.
Yeah.
first.
Go ahead.
That was the only time. Yeah, that was the only time I've ever done like a hard drug, and I did Molly down there
Yep.
with you guys. And so, I mean, it hit me pretty hard, staying up for like 24 hours.
Oh yeah.
And I remember I was just like so sleepless on that. Then we passed out, whatever. I don't even, dude, I was like dying during that too. I was so sick. I had like crazy I had like strep throat. I had strep throat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a terrible time. But anyway, after we did Molly, your friend's life changed.
Oh yeah.
And I want to hear about that kid because I remember you telling me something about it.
I didn't do Molly that night.
Yeah, you didn't. But I did, and I think a lot of guys did.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so yeah, I remember that night. This was our freshman year of college, and I had this roommate. I'll mention his name. It's okay. He'd appreciate the attention. His name is Trey Outlaw. Crazy name. Outlaw.
Yeah, dude.
Outlaw.
Crazy name. All right. So Trey was a character. Okay, he's probably the most insane character I ever met in my life. I'll give a little back.
That's saying a lot.
Yeah,
I know a lot of characters.
I know a lot of characters. I get into some, wherever I go, craziness follows.
Yeah.
Crazy stories happen. Craziness indeed follows. But so I'll give a little backstory on him, just the type of guy he is. But he was a party animal, maniac. He's a typical guy that you think is in a college movie. He's drinking beer, going to class, doing coke before class. I was like, okay. Like I remember, I just met the guy, and so this is a quick little story before this story, just to give it what the kind of guy that he is. He left his laptop in some girl's dorm, like the first week of school, his brand new laptop. He calls his boss, his old boss from back home, who's apparently some heroin addict or something. Calls his boss, and he's like, "Don't worry, my boss, he's straight edge. He's a good guy." He calls his boss. He's like, "I need $500 for a new laptop, like please." His boss was like on his deathbed apparently, like because of all the heroin or something. And his boss sends him like $500, $700.
Just straight up.
You'll get a new laptop, right? He gets the money. Wired to him. He's like, "Brad, let's go." I was like, where? We're going to Walmart. We're buying $500 worth of beer. I was like, are you? Are you kidding me, dude? I was like, are you out of your mind? You're out of your mind. So,
oh my god.
yeah. So we get $500 worth of beer.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I brought my suitcases. I moved to college with it. And whatever. So that's the type of guy he is. So when Marco was there, when Marco was there,
Dying at this right now, dude. That's the funniest story.
so he was always partying. Him and Marco did Molly. And I was driving Marco home to the airport. And Trey came with us because he was like so scared he was gonna die. Like Molly, he was like so like
Yeah, he'd been up for like 3 days.
yeah. So he was like, Brad, like, I feel like I'm gonna fucking die. And so we're driving to the airport, and he's like, I need to stay awake. So we're drinking Monster. And I was like, oh, that's good. Yeah, mix some Molly and Monster. That would be good for your heart that feels like it's gonna die.
After being up for 3 days, yeah.
Good idea. So we drop Marco off, and then I drop him back off in his room when we get back to my dorm. I was like, you're gonna be okay, bro. I come back to the dorm the next morning, and there's these, like in police investigation rooms where like there's papers all over the wall.
Oh my god, yeah.
It seemed like it was kind of like that, and it's stock market shit. There's this book that he preaches called Rich Dad Poor Dad.
I know that. Yeah.
He said he read that book that night, the entire book.
Oh my god, bro always tells me to read that book.
Yeah, good book. But he says he read that book that night.
What the fuck?
And he's got all this stock market stuff in here. He's like, I just called my dad for a loan. I'm buying stock in Tesla. I'm like, oh my god, bro, you're out of control. So then he vowed to himself that day. I don't know if he vowed to stay sober, but he vowed to turn his life around. So he didn't go to class that whole year. He said, after this year, I'm dropping out of school. I'm not going to tell my parents yet, but I'm going to study. I'm going to become a day trader, and I'm going to turn my life around. And, So he's going to do it without telling his parents. So he's going to continue to go to Ole Miss, but just use that period of time to just study and stuff. So he did that, and apparently now he's big time. He's making millions of dollars, big time left and right. So if someone like that can
Dude, I
turn their
remember
life
him
around
telling me that discreetly, Marco. He was like, Marco, I'm going to become so filthy rich from trading.
that
Like,
night,
just watch.
exactly.
That day, I left to the airport. He was like, just watch, dude. I'm gonna.
Yeah, that's exactly what he
You
did.
ever see me again? I'm gonna be rich.
That's like a funny way to go full circle from our conversation before talking about like going for things that seem unattainable.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
There you go.
That's an
Yeah.
awesome story, dude. That kid had some different energy in his life.
Oh yeah, you gotta be delusional, or you gotta be, if you want to be rich on the stock market, you gotta do Molly and have
Sleep for 4 days.
yeah,
No,
buy $500 worth of beer.
Dude, that's a fun. Did he get a computer back from the girl there or no?
Oh no, because he didn't go to class. He didn't need it. He didn't need his
How did you
computer.
know?
There's like so many like layers to that.
He
Like,
probably got another. He probably, who knows?
like not only did he oh, I guess I'm not even going to go into her room to even just ask for it. But he asked for the money and then got the money.
He was in a
Yeah.
dirtbag state of mind. He probably cheated on the girl or something.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Dude, he was amazing.
There's no getting that laptop back. I know that for sure. There's no getting that
Awesome.
laptop back.
Happy for that guy though, man. Glad you
Yeah,
made it.
for sure, Trey.
That's a really cool
I haven't
story.
talked to him in a while, but here and there I talked to him. But
Dude, I believe it, man. These day traders, they make a lot of fucking money.
Oh, yeah.
It's like super popular now. So he got in early. He's probably like,
yeah, big time.
Wow.
Well, I remember, and you got to have someone to look after you. I think his dad like wired him like $8,000 like that day.
His dad was probably already in the markets.
Yeah, something. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
but yeah, very crazy.
Wow.
This is a great story.
dude, that is insane.
Yeah.
One thing about Brad, phenomenal storyteller.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
dude.
told
I,
you it was fun.
I can do this for 2 weeks.
yeah, bro.
probably.
This could go on for hours and hours. And hours.
Yeah.
If I just told stories.
Oh,
Yeah.
what else?
I've been thinking about it. Maybe I'll start my own and just tell stories.
That's
to
what,
the
like,
parents.
remember the first time we met in a few years. I don't know if it was like last year, but
Yeah, when we're at the mall.
yeah, we were at the mall, and Thomas was just telling you how like man,
didn't make
this
content.
guy Bradley, he's got something special. I believe it.
Well, that's why I'm in film. Who knows? One day
Yeah,
my ideas could be on the big screen.
I've always,
Dude, I believe
We'll
it.
see.
yeah. When I heard you were doing film, bro, I was like, that's a path for Bradley, bro. Because you're
Yeah.
creative.
Yeah,
Me
yeah.
and you were talking like that is a creative guy, bro. You're always
Yeah.
coming up with
So
you
creative.
were coming up with like all the trends and all the new things we did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You're always
Even
coming
if
up
it
with
was
new
as little
ideas.
as like some stupid word that we
Yeah.
would say.
You're always coming
Literally.
up with the
Yeah, exactly.
New
Dude,
pop
you guys
music.
had your sense of humor was like so specific. Like no one else had it, right?
Yeah.
You know, but
Exactly.
It was so niche, dude. It was like
Yeah.
the best thing ever, though.
crazy.
And we were always evolving. Always evolving on it.
It's still evolving.
Yeah.
It's still evolving, trust me.
Dude, I remember we'd have like sleepovers, and you would come up with the craziest games ever that we'd be playing at like Ryan Gilbert's house or some shit.
Oh yeah.
We'd be up all night playing like stupid ass shit.
Every single move we made at the end, Brad, the director, you're always telling us what to do.
Yeah, that's funny though. That's pretty cool, bro. What else? Anything else you want to talk about? I mean,
dude, I got a crazy alien story I could tell.
Really?
Go for it.
Dude, so it was me, Jorge, and this kid Oliver Kofi. And so
man.
He lives in Damascus. It's super big, nice neighborhood, huge houses, and there was this like community pool, and we would sneak out at night and go pool hopping into this pool at like 12 a.m. or 1 a.m.
I've seen videos of him jumping off the diving board and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know if it was that night, but one day we went to go pool hopping. We sneak out. It's like 2 a.m. We hop into the pool. We hop the fence. I remember it's a big fence, so I'm last one up. They already are in the pool. Come on, hop the fence. I'm like fucking out of shit, like fence. All right, I'm trying to go over the fence. I'm like, I can't even get over it. I finally get over, and then like Oliver like cannonballs into the pool. Corey's jumping in. I'm about to jump in. Out of nowhere, this like siren noise, like I don't know, just a fucking siren is like starts just playing, and we look up in the sky. Swear to God, we're not high, we're not drunk, nothing. And we see this white light in the sky, like a fucking lighthouse light. Just the whole entire night sky illuminates with light, and it's a siren noise, like, and like, bro, there's no lighthouses. It's like Damascus neighborhood.
Yeah.
No towers, nothing. Light. We're like, what the fuck? They get out of the pool. We just hop over the fence. We sprint back to his house. We're like hauling ass, and then we get back to his house. We fucking go in the basement, and like, the sound just like, it stops and the light goes away, like probably like midway through our run back to the house. And we're just like, what the fuck did we just see? And we were talking about it for hours. And
was
we're
it directly above you, or was it like in the sky in the distance?
It was like the whole entire, like I looked up and the whole entire sky got illuminated.
Oh.
It was just white light. And there was just a siren noise. A siren noise like, it sounded like some shit you would hear in like, like in the Bible, it says like the end times.
Yeah. Oh.
It was literally like that, bro. Because like the whole entire night sky illuminates, and just this noise. We haul ass.
That's terrifying.
I told my parents the next day, like, well, you definitely did drugs. I was like, no, I didn't do drugs.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta believe me. And they're like, I don't know about that. And like, it literally happened. Like, if you ask Jorge, like, he'll say it. You telling that alien story reminded me. And I was like, that was one of the crazy experiences of my life that like makes me believe there could be aliens.
Oh yeah. Well, another thing that I just remembered, which this is a little bit crazier than the story that I told, but I don't think about it as much for some reason, because that definitely left more of a mark on me. And the story I'm about to tell real quick is, I was definitely a little younger at the time, so I probably didn't process it. It didn't really stick with me. But I don't know if you remember Leo Quattrucci.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Leo True Q. We were, me and him were like best buddies back in the day. And if he ever sees this, I talked to him about it not long ago, actually. I was telling someone the story.
He used to live right up there.
He lived in Marco's old house.
Yeah.
The story I'm about to tell happened at Poppy's house, but when Leo lived there. We're playing, me, Leo, and like I said, I talked to him about this like not long ago, because I was telling someone the story, and I was like, you have to believe me. So I texted Leo, I was like, yeah, bro, I remember. Me, Leo, his little brother, and his little sister, we're out in the back, like the backyard, playing catch, like football, maybe baseball, something. We're playing catch with football. Probably 4th grade, something like that. Beautiful Kensington day. Skies are clear.
K-Town.
You can hear the birds chirping. Boom. Out of nowhere, all of our visions go pitch black, like you're blind. For 4 seconds. A long 4 seconds, like black. And then it's normal again.
I remember hearing this story.
And we drop all of our shit.
How old were you?
4th grade, 3rd grade, maybe even younger. Like, and we run in and tell Leo's mom. She's like, "Oh, you could, like, you guys are tripping or whatever." And then we kind of just forgot about it.
That's what she said.
But every now and then I'll think about it. I was like, "What?" Anyone out there, if you have an explanation for it, please be my guest and let me know, because that's not
for
normal.
any of these stories. Please, I would love to hear.
I would get it if maybe it was just me. Who knows? Maybe my brain fucked up or something, and my eyes went black or something. But for all of us, that
that's
happened.
Interesting. Yeah.
Clearly, we were near something that we weren't supposed to see. I don't know. Who knows?
That is crazy, dude. That's a crazy story.
Yeah, that one, like, that's crazier than the other one because the other one, there's all these different factors that.
Yeah.
But that's.
I don't know. The other one was pretty crazy too, dude.
No, it's crazy.
I got a text,
dude. Yeah,
exactly.
I'm gonna watch my phone when I post this video online, man.
Yeah, you better watch it. Again. Now that the story is out there, who knows? They could come.
Yeah.
For me. They could come for me tonight.
But yeah, man. Trying to think what else. But we got so much to talk about, guys. Like, you talk about anything.
Yeah, we talk about anything.
Anything you remember. Anything you remember, just say it, man. You're open to talk. You know?
Yeah, we got great stories. I don't know
about it. Anything you remember specifically?
I don't even know. There's so much, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they'll come to us, and I would definitely want to come back.
The pranks we would play were fucking crazy.
Oh, God.
At JCC,
oh, God, dude.
We were the kids that you guys were and we were like something out of like Sandlot.
Oh, we weren't normal.
No,
we weren't normal.
Sandlot. Yeah,
we're not normal kids. But I think that does remind me that the prank. I remember we had a civil war back in. It was like our. Some of these stories might not be suitable for YouTube, but there's one story that I don't know.
You can tell it.
I mean, I don't remember exactly how it went down, but we'll just say you brought a bag to school with a lot of bodily fluids in it, and we were gonna dump it on somebody. Okay, but it didn't end up working. We ended up getting caught. Yeah. We ended up getting word spread like wildfire
because
we got caught.
The war like intensified because I think like I did something to Ryan Gilbert did something to me, I did something to Billy did something to me. I don't know. Everybody was doing something to somebody.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, bro, I'm gonna get this guy. So I shoved all the most disgusting things you can ever see, even food, even like hot sauce.
Oh
even, like, I'm not poison, but like a bunch of just absolutely disgusting things in the bag, and I was gonna throw it at somebody. But then it came too far, and somebody like ratted me out.
Well, Mr. Leo, for those who don't know, Mr. Leo, big Hispanic gang banging security guard.
Like a fucking dog.
He owns like a shelter.
Yeah, that's what he looks like.
Apparently, it used to be what?
That's what my brother used to say. He had like some.
Yeah, there was some lore.
Where I'm not gonna call him a gangbanger. He's just but I remember that day that you guys got caught for that. Somehow I slithered my slimy way out of getting in trouble for that, and I'm walking by Mr. Leo's office, and I see Marco and all our friends like ducking, just lined up, and he's banging on the table like an angry principal. Like, tell me who had the bet, whatever.
Dude, I remember. Oh my God, you just gave me another story, Bradley. Do you remember I had lunch detention, dude? I had lunch detention for an entire year in middle school.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I had to spend my entire lunch in the principal's
7th grade,
office.
probably.
Yeah, it was 7th grade, the entire year, because I think we were food fighting. We were every single lunch.
We used to have crazy.
Dude, I'd be a maniac. Like, in middle school, I was such a maniac. I'd literally throw food at everyone. Like, I wouldn't just. Oh, yeah. I'd throw an entire sandwich
and,
across
girls
the table.
Were getting hit and shit.
I was terrible. I was literally rascal in this time of my life. But I remember I did something. No, dude. Oh, my God. What did I get? I don't know, dude, but I had an entire year of lunch detention. That changed my life.
Yeah.
I couldn't talk to anyone for that entire time.
Well, I remember, I don't know if this is what it's for. I couldn't imagine you get lunch detention for a year for that, but I remember you threw like Jell-O at one of the girls or something.
Dude, I did that. I think it was compounded interest. They said you're going to have lunch detention for a week, and I was like, all right, I'm fine with that. I'll do it for a month. And so I did it again because you're giving them for a month, Mark. If you do it again, you're going to have it for a year. I'm like, nah, you're not going to get it for a year.
Yeah, that's funny because it's so weird because I was doing the same shit that he was doing. I never got in trouble. Like I got in all of my trouble in elementary school. Like I maybe had detention once in middle school. Like it was always Marco.
That's where you always got out of it.
It was always Marco taking the heat.
I was literally taking a bullet for the team, dude. I was number one, never snitch.
Oh my God.
I'd literally go to the principal's office and I'd just be like, I did it.
Roderick rules, deny, deny, deny.
Yeah, but I deny everyone else's existence in it and I just take the shot for the team. And I remember my parents would get pissed. And
oh my God.
You gotta stop doing that, Marco. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, but you were crazy.
Think about how that never impacted my life. Because how much you can get away with when you're young, dude.
Yeah.
Never, ever impacted my life, bro.
I think that's the thing that I used to always... Because when I was getting in trouble in elementary school, and everyone would be like, oh my God, like, Bradley, you're so crazy. You're so bad. I was like, I'm a 4th grader. What are they going to do to me?
Yeah.
Dude, you're always so mature for your age. Just to have that perspective as a 4th grader to like realize like this is elementary school.
I'm a stupid 4th grader right now. Okay?
I mean, that's why you're always hanging out with like people like my friends our age, like
I
2 years old because you're mature for your age.
I don't know. I don't know how I became friends with you guys. Like, I cannot remember.
I think Josiah Thomas me. Yeah, that's how.
But yeah, or Ben I was always hanging out with dudes. That's another thing. I had so many different friend groups, which I loved because I I think it helped me build a lot of character, bringing it back to the beginning. I have all these friends, all these different experiences. But yeah, I definitely started earlier because I was hanging out with kids 2 grades above me, so I had all these different experiences, and that's why I was such a maniac back in middle school.
Dude, yeah.
I mean, back in elementary school, but.
I mean, like, just hanging out with you guys. You guys would always tell me, like, just crazy stories. Like, oh, yeah, we just came back from doing whatever. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Dude, do you remember that time we ding dong ditched? I don't even care about it. I'm going to say your name. Man, you remember that time we ding dong ditched Matt debuted?
Very crazy.
Dude,
The car, yeah,
we all thought she was like the most. It was like the 3 most gorgeous girls in middle school.
Yeah. Maybe she'll see this and somehow see this and know that night was us not banging on her door.
Dude, we were like in high school now. We didn't even see her for
We had our
years.
licenses. Yeah, we haven't seen her since
I have my
6th
license.
grade.
I'm driving, so I always try to beat up cars. And my dad gave me a car, it destroy in 2 months, and they'll give me a new car. And he gave me. I'm driving the Poppy minivan at this time. Everybody knows the Poppy minivan.
Yeah.
So 2 of the doors don't really work, but we crashed everyone in this car because we're like, I don't know, we're out doing something.
Yeah, we're like drinking beer. Marco wasn't drinking, but
I never drank, by the way, until like later in life. But at this point, I was always the sober. I was the sober misfit though, because I would be. You guys are all drunk doing these things, and I just do them sober. So
Just for the love of the
and he was
game.
just as crazy sober, which is crazy.
yeah.
He was the craziest one. And he was
That's
sober.
why I'd go to the football game. Dude, you remember that?
Oh,
We'll talk
yeah.
about that after. But
Oh my god.
anyway, so we're driving. I'm driving the car. I'm like, oh, we're gonna ding dong this man, man. That's like, hey, how do you know where she lives? I don't know. Somebody was like, oh, I know this is her house. I'm like, okay. So we go, dude. I think we ding dong her like 3 times in the last month. But one day we're like, whatever, we're gonna go do it again because we're idiots. And everybody's feeling like an idiot. So I drive the Poppy minivan around the corner, and then Nico hops out. He's like, Nico, you gotta go do it. And Nico did pretty much everything.
God.
So Nico runs up, ding
He's
dong.
like the handspring.
Yeah.
Go.
And then he tries to run back into the car, and we see Manny and his dad get.
First, you should mention, it wasn't a ding-dong dish. It was grab the glass door that's in front of the main door and smash it as hard as you can 5 times. Like someone breaking it. It's not a ding-dong dish. That's a fake of burglary and then ditch. And then get in the minivan looking like a bunch of creeps.
And then
You guys are ridiculous.
and we see this guy, dad come out, big dad.
Escalade, FBI Cadillac Escalade.
Yeah, so he gets out, and then we're like, oh my god, we gotta go, Nico, we gotta go. And Nico's like trying to get in the car, the door's not opening,
Yeah.
so we're pulling on the door. It's like, I'm like, Nico, we gotta leave you, man. So you give us
I have a little bit different memory of it. It was, he ding dong and he ran, and the door won't open. It's like, Nico, you gotta meet us at the end of the street. I go, but the dad had came out. But I might have been one of the only people who knew her dad. He's a tall. He looks like Flint Lockwood's dad. If you want to search up Flint Lockwood's dad, that's who this guy looks like. Tall, bald, Peruvian, scary. Don't mess with him. And I remember you pulled off, and we took like the next right, and then Nico came. But Sammy, shout out Sammy, was in the car.
Oh, dude, I love
He's
it.
always had his AirPods in his ear, right?
Yeah.
When we did the ding dong ditch, he had lost his AirPod. And so we're sitting here. Nico already got back in the car. We're sitting here. He's like, wait, Marco, look at my AirPod. I was like, you motherfucker. I was like, we're not looking for your AirPod right now. I was like, Marco, you gotta go. This guy's gonna come for us. And then looking for his AirPod, and then boom, Escalade with its brights on pulls up. I remember Marco like, who is that? I was like, who do you think it is? Who do you think it is? And we're parked here. Escalade comes behind us and gets us in like that. And Marco can tell the rest of the story, right? Drove on the sidewalk through the bushes.
No.
Oh yeah,
Dude, I drove on the sidewalk through the bushes, zoom past him in the minivan, and then I drive around the corner.
on Cedar Lane,
Yeah.
probably doing 90. There was a point where the car went on 2 wheels. Like
Dude,
that.
Craziest turn.
Like-
I did like a Fast and Furious like parking.
Oh,
This was literally the best parking I've ever done in my life. I literally go doom doom, and then I go another turn. I go. And I literally immediately turn the car, like goes on 2 wheels, and I land. And then I slam the brakes, and I'm like, everybody get out!
We
and
ditched the car.
Jump, and we're like, everybody
Scattered.
go different directions. And we all sprint different directions.
Oh,
And then we're all just walking casually, like,
yeah.
after we get out of there,
Yeah.
and we escaped. But that was like, dude, I remember that was the craziest thing.
But
getting on that car.
you took him through like a maze, and we lost him.
Yeah.
Like, he was keeping up with it. It's like, what is this guy gonna do? He doesn't think we're kids ding dong ditching. He thinks we're criminals. Okay.
Yeah.
Who fail to break it. Okay, that's what he thinks. So who knows what would have happened if you got caught?
Yeah, that was
caught.
mad. But going back to another thing,
Stories like that, man. That's it.
Yeah.
You kids out there, do
I mean,
things like that. Do things like that. Have fun.
We were having fun. At least that's it, right? But dude, and then I remember in high school, dude, because I was so crazy sober. I went to your JV basketball game, Bradley.
Oh man, I remember.
I painted on my chest a Magruder M. I didn't go to
JV
Magruder.
Summer League.
JV Summer League game.
Dude, I remember.
Nobody's there, just parents.
And then me and Charlie go, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna spray my chest, M Magruder, and we're gonna go cheer for Bradley. And Bradley's like, did you even know we were coming?
No, I knew.
Okay.
I just got flashed of that M under.
Yeah.
I show up to the
Charlie
Magruder game. I showed up to the Magruder game, and I get on the bleachers. Me and Charlie just watching for a second. We watched for like probably about 2 minutes, and then I take my shirt off, and I'm like, go Magruder! I'm like screaming my ass off on the sideline. Yeah. And all the coaches are all looking at me. What is Brandon doing here? And I did this for the entire 4-quarter game. Entire game, I'm there screaming for Magruder. Go Bradley! With my shirt off, and they took a picture of me. Pretty sure they put me in like the yearbook or something.
Oh yeah, he was in the Magruder yearbook.
I didn't even go to school there.
Yeah, I remember that vividly.
And then it wasn't even just then, dude. I was having so much fun doing this stuff sober. I'd go to the football games, and I had smelling salts from lifting.
Yeah.
I'd sneak my smelling salts to the football game, and I'd be like, and I'd rip them, and I'd scream it at our high school football games, like, I don't even know. I'm screaming at our team, and I'm screaming at the other team, and I'm on our team's sidelines.
Yeah.
So I'm screaming at everybody.
Well, a part that you left out was there was one time where it was you and Charlie would buy like air horns from like Five Below or something, but when the opposing team, this is Summer League. I mean, the opposing team is taking free throw. Marco or Charlie ran to the bottom of the baseline and cracked a raw egg in their mouth. And the ref is like, okay. The ref's like, time out. And I remember my coach, I was sitting on the bench when that happened. He looked at me, he's like, is that your friend? I was like,
dude, yeah, you cracked it raw egg in your mouth, drank it. Dude, I was out of my mind doing the funniest things in these games, though. But I had so much fun doing that.
Yeah, I remember one time, like the football games, we used to smell like salt for football games. And he was sober. I wasn't. I'm drunk. I'm doing smelling salts. And I remember one time, there's a video of everything. I remember we slapped each other in the face as hard as we could. That was like our routine. It was like at Churchill or something. We walked down to get the crowd hyped, and me and Marco hyped up the crowd. And I slapped him in the face as hard as I could, and then he slapped me as hard as he could. It's funny. But I remember that time, I turned my face like the other way, and his hand came from the other direction. So he bashed like my nose. And I was like on the verge of like tears, and I just had to like fight it. Just smelling salts.
Dude, I remember we were freshmen, and we literally, the seniors would be like, come to the front with us, dude. Like, you guys are too hyped back there.
Oh, yeah.
Because me and Charlie would start in the back with no one
and
around
you
us.
or Charlie didn't go to WJ.
No, we didn't. Yeah, we didn't do anything.
This is when you were, or you, this is
Were
when
you
you
at Covenant Line?
No, this is when he was back at WJ.
Okay, yeah, that makes
I was
sense.
just like, Charlie, I was thinking it was coming up.
Yeah,
Charlie didn't go to WJ. He was the craziest
Dude,
thing.
I went to Charlie's lacrosse games and did that too, I think. I remember doing crazy stuff, but that was like some of the funniest memories. I'm sure people remember from high school like that probably. Like,
yeah.
I don't even know what people think of me, dude. But my change my personality is literally 360 flip turn every couple of years.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we are now. But man, that was some funny stuff, dude. I'm trying to think more memories of that, but yeah, man.
Yeah, I've never seen anyone have a good time without alcohol. Like, I mean, you can have a great time without alcohol, but to be that out of your little mind without alcohol is very impressive.
Yeah, that was one of my greatest feats ever.
You can like switch you got some gears that you can.
Yeah, I just turn it on, man, and just say fuck everyone, bro, and that goes to every aspect of my life.
Exactly, that all feeds back into.
Feeds back into growing as a human being,
what you're talking
character,
about.
Individuality, man, being different. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
People are scared to be different, man.
Yeah.
I think that's where you become someone people want to talk to, and people want to live like that, man. You want to live like Larry, you know, not live like Larry though, but someone like that.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool stuff. But yeah, what time are you at, Uni?
Yeah, we're 1:23.
Anything else you guys want? Any messages? Messages you want to give to people our age, man? Any?
Oh yeah, before we end it off, we always ask like the guests like closing remarks, a message, you know, for anybody listening, you know, your advice.
Okay, well, my advice would be, like we said, find something that you're passionate about. You know, like my dad always preaches, live every day happy. Find something that makes you happy. You know, so life's all about positivity and happiness. Find something you love doing, where no matter what it is, big or small, and you can have fun without alcohol.
Hell yeah, man! I preach that. What about you, Carlos? Anything you want to leave?
Or with alcohol, it's fine.
Yeah, you know, pretty similar to Brad. You know, just find something you're passionate about. Life isn't all about, status or like, how much money you make. It's about the people you meet, the experiences you have and share, and yeah, man, don't take yourself too seriously.
Yeah, man, don't take anything too seriously.
Yeah, we'll have to come back on another time because there's millions of stories that we can keep telling.
We're just getting we're just getting the wheels turning.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I need to start writing these stories down because one day, if I make my own film or something, I got to incorporate these things.
Yeah. Powerful stuff. But yeah, it was great having you guys on here.
Yeah,
man.
Thank you.
Great seeing you again.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having us on.
All right, episode 6, guys.
We're at 6. Mix it up.
Episode 6.